Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to do a comparison between the brand new Shark Apex Duo Clean and the old school Rotator Professional. Both of them are very similar, as you can see. Even the handles are very similar and the functions. Everything's about the same size, like the pipes, the hoses. Even the bottoms are close to the same size. This one does have a much larger bucket than that one. So even though they are very similar, they are actually pretty different in how they clean, especially when we're talking about the bottom brush here. So we're going to look into some of the differences here, compare them both, and what they're best at. Alright guys, so let's start with this Rotator powered lift away. So this is an excellent vacuum that we fell in love with. Actually, this is the vacuum that sold us on Shark. So the biggest difference between this vacuum and the new Apex is obviously this guy's an extra large container. The other big difference is the roll. So the new one has obviously the front brush here. It's this trademark. This one is just a normal kind of vacuum. So obviously, if you don't know yet, this is Shark's latest greatest, the Apex Duo Clean. It has the dual roller. It has a roller here and a roller in front. This roller grabs things and pulls them in, and then this one, traditionally, just like the old style, puts it in the vacuum. So other than that, there's not much of a difference between the two in their abilities to function. Both of them do liftaways and all that other stuff. So alright guys, since we're doing a comparison, let's look at the functions first here. As you can see, the Duo Clean Apex has this roller here and then the second roller. This is where the magic happens on this vacuum for sure. This vacuum just has a traditional single roller right there. So that is the biggest difference between the two vacuums, is the head here. Now obviously there's cosmetic differences because it's a whole new model, but one of the other things that's kind of a big difference between this vacuum and the other one is that this one, if you want to clean the hairs, there's a cover here. This cover pops off and you can clean the inside, and the roller does not come out. On this one, the roller does not come out also, but it's a little bit easier to clean it. And this roller does come out. So this one has a door on the top that comes out, and here you can access this roller, and obviously you can pull this one out, and then you can clean the teeth here that captured some of the dirt. So this one definitely is easier to clean on the inside. So the rollers here are practically the same. This one just have some guards. These are open. Pretty much same kind of roller. There are rollers up front. This one has little rollers right up front and they click out. This one has little rollers too. They're actually a little bit bigger, but we've actually already had issues with these rollers on this Apex. Check that video out. And this one looks like it might break soon because it's wobbling a lot. This one broke off already. And my fix here is worn out. So we're definitely gonna have to wait till the new parts come in for this guy under warranty. Yeah, so the rest of it, as you can see, they're very similar in design. So this is definitely the upgrade to this older vacuum. So even the HEPA filters should be relatively the same. Well, we can look at it here. Yeah, they are. They're exactly the same. So the pipes are the same exactly, actually. As you can see, the handles are actually both very similar. I would say almost the same. So they just cosmetically look different. But if you look at the handles here, this is the Apex handle. It's the same thing. You have the 3 selections exactly the same way. And you have the power buttons here. And they both have an LED. This one does, and this one does. So they're pretty much the same thing. So this one sucks air up front as you change the settings. This one sucks air on the side. So just a different design, but pretty much the same concept. Alright, let's pop these canisters off. This one has a release here. And this one actually has a little button you can push. So here are the comparisons as they're just sitting there. So as you can tell, the old Rotator extra capacity bucket is much larger. than the new Apex. So one of the things I do like about the Apex is that it's darkened, so the dirt doesn't look as bad. Alright, so now we come to the fun part, and this is what I like to see is bigger filters, but obviously with smaller factors you can't have huge filters. So as you can see on the Rotator here, we have a pretty huge filter, guys. I mean, it's humongous. Let's put it down here and let's check out the Apex filter. And as you can see, it's quite a bit smaller. That's what makes the Rotator better too, is that the intervals in this filter is much larger. That's kind of nice. I always appreciated this vacuum design because of that. Everything is just bigger. In there, it's pretty much the same thing. We just got one filter. And then the motor down there, that sucks. Same thing here on the Apex filter. Motor down there. So pretty much everything else is the same. Alright guys, so now we're going to look at the back of the vacuum, where the stats are. And one of the important things is how strong these vacuums are. So let's look at the Apex here, the new vacuum. It has 1350 watts of power. So, and if we look at this older one, the Rotator, it's got 1150 watts of power. So it's a little bit weaker than the Apex, but I don't know, it still does a very good job. You can't really tell that big of a difference, to be honest. But the Apex does feel a little bit stronger. So, alright guys, so and here's my thoughts now overall on these two vacuums. So we've used this vacuum, the Rotator, for about a year until we got the new Duos and started using those. And we kind of just abandoned using this one for now because a lot of the places we clean have hardwood floors or tile, stuff like that. So this is where the Duo Clean Apex really shines, is hardwood floors, hard surfaces, you know, crumbs, stuff like that. It does great. Because of that dual roll right there, this vacuum just can't compete with that. Now that said, the Rotator actually seems to do better on carpet, especially thicker carpet. So if you're going to buy a vacuum and you only have carpet, I would totally recommend the Rotator over this, because this thing doesn't do as great on carpet. Plus it seems to chew things up when it gets to carpets because of this design here. Actually, check out my video of the interactions with this vacuum and how it interacts with different things as this roller touches it. So if you have hardwood floors, go with the Apex. If you have carpet only or mostly carpet, the Rotator would do very well. So, and plus, considering the Rotator has less maintenance than this one because of the larger bucket and the larger filters, mostly the filter. But in any case, guys, you cannot go wrong with either vacuum. Obviously, if you can get the Rotator very cheap, half the price of the Apex Duo Clean, then I would recommend the Rotator. And if you have carpet, obviously. Now, if you have hardwood floors, you'd be better off with the Duo. If you don't want to spend the money with the Apex Duo Clean, then go with the smaller brother, either the Speed or just the Duo Clean. All these vacuums will be linked in the description of where you can get them. Alright guys, I think that'll be it for this video. If you have any questions, just ask them in the comments and I'll try to answer. And if I can't do it, I'm sure there's people that know and have these vacuums that can help out. So thanks for watching this video. Check out all the other videos we got on vacuums and other stuff. And if you enjoyed this content, subscribe to see more. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to do a comparison between the brand new Shark Apex Duo Clean and the old school Rotator Professional. Both of them are very similar, as you can see. Even the handles are very similar and the functions. Everything's about the same size, like the pipes, the hoses. Even the bottoms are close to the same size. This one does have a much larger bucket than that one. So even though they are very similar, they are actually pretty different in how they clean, especially when we're talking about the bottom brush here. So we're going to look into some of the differences here, compare them both, and what they're best at. Alright guys, so let's start with this Rotator powered lift away. So this is an excellent vacuum that we fell in love with.